We're at the Golden Nugget Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas. Welcome back to the Sports Betting Spotlight for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Week 7 of the NFL. I'm joined by Kelly Stewart and Tony Miller. And Kelly, thanks for filling in for me last week as host.
Thanks. I had a couple of people on Twitter say that I should take your job.
You know what? I agree. I actually asked Tony, I said, how did Kelly do? He said, let me tell you something about Kelly. She's got a smile that makes your worst day feel like your birthday.
Yeah.
All right.
And he said you did a great job as host.
She did.
I had fun. I enjoy getting to talk the trash instead of being the person that absorbs it.
All right, let's get to the pip plays. Hopefully we got some winners this week. We've not had a great season to this point. Started off okay. The last few weeks have been a little bit rough. Kelly, you've got Kansas plus 24. You're going to play some big dogs. NC State plus 19.5. Texas A&M plus 18.5. Tony Miller, Navy, plus 2.5. Arkansas plus 11, Vikings minus 3. All right, my first three plays will be Iowa plus 4, UNLV minus 2.5, and the Rams plus 3. Kelly, let's get to your first play, and it's going to be Kansas against Okie State. You're going to take 24 points with the Jayhawks have actually had a couple shots to pull off upsets.
They have had a couple shots to pull off upsets. We saw, though, last week Baylor just absolutely dominate. It was actually my best bet on my website, so I was really happy to see that, knowing that there was going to be some definite value on the Jayhawks this week going back into Lawrence. We saw them take TCU to the wire in the same crappy stadium. I think this line's at least 3.5 points too high. Oklahoma State, you can just win 21-0. I'm totally happy with that.
All right, NC State, do you feel like the Wolfpack will give Louisville a game? Last week we saw the Cardinals struggle.
We saw the Cardinals struggle last week against Duke. We saw NC State take one of the best teams in the country to the wire. They probably should have won that game. The Cardinals have a cakewalk basically between now until when they play Houston in mid-November. I think they played Duke like the same way last week. I think it's just going to be like, go in, win this game. I know they have a high-power offense that has had the tendency to blow teams out. I don't see the Wolfpack getting blown out, though.
All right, how about the Aggies catching 18.5 against Nick Saban and Alabama? They destroyed Tennessee a week ago.
They destroyed Tennessee. Alabama looks like one of the best teams in the country over the last 7 years. They are probably the best Alabama team I've seen in the last 7 years. I'm not joking. They are so dominant. It is so scary, and eventually something has to give here. Aaron Kessler and I were talking about it. I've talked to a couple other bookmakers in town. This line should be at most 14. Aaron Kessler said he made it 11. I'm getting 18.5 with this Aggies team off a bye week. I may be suicidal, but I'm going to take the Aggies to maybe play like an Ole Miss, Alabama type game, keep it within a couple touchdowns, just get me the cover.
Okay. Aaron made the line 11. Tony, is he going to take bets on that with his own money? Is he going to take action?
I very doubt that much, yeah. Doubt that much.
All right, Tony, your first play is going to be Navy plus 2.5. I've talked to a lot of people this week who feel like this line is off.
Yeah, Matt, Navy at home is a very tough team. They're coming off that big win at home last week against Houston. Two-headed running attack here. Got a great running game. Catching 2.5 at home. They're 3-0 this year at home against the spread. Memphis on the road is 0-2. So, yeah, Navy catching points at home after that big win last week, I think is a great play.
All right, how about Arkansas plus 11 here? Razorbacks had an upset of Mississippi a week ago.
Yeah, hey, Arkansas catching plus 11. Austin Allen has a great season. 18 TDs this year. 63% of his passes complete. They got a great passing game. Auburn shouldn't be favored by anybody over 7 points in the SEC. I take Arkansas here, plus 11. The line's gone up from, I believe, 7.5 to 8.5. Now you catch 11, for sure take it.
Suspicious line. It looks like it's too high to me too, but it keeps going up. All right, how about Vikings minus 3? I think this is pretty much, I like this as well. I'll bet at Vikings minus 2.5, but this is kind of the popular public play of the week.
I know the Vikings, but I got to stay with the winner here. The Viking defense is very good. And Bradford's coming back to Philly, a little revenge thing going on here. But the Viking defense against Carson Wentz, the rookie, it's going to be tough for him to have a good game. And the Vikings only laying 3. Their defense is awful good. I'll look for Bradford to carry the team, keep the winning streak going. They go into Philly and roll.
How about the cover streak? The Vikings in their past 20 regular season games, 18-2 against the spread.
Yeah, it's even with a banged up offensive line, they're going to do good against the Philly defense. Take them.
All right, first three plays for me, Iowa plus 4. I'm not sure why Wisconsin's a 4-point road favorite here. I'll find out Saturday morning. But the Badgers off a very tough, emotional overtime game to Ohio State. C.J. Beathard, I think, is a better quarterback in this game. I like Iowa's chances to win this straight up at home. I'll take +4 here. I thought the line should be less than a field goal. UNLV -2.5. One of the few winners I had last week was the Rebels on the islands. They upset Hawaii 41-38. The more I see Dalton Snead play, the more impressed I am with the kid's toughness. He had a poor game against San Diego State, but he can make plays. I think the team has rallied around this guy. This is a game UNLV's got to come home and win against a Colorado State team that has not been very impressive. Rams +3. I think there's a lot of bad karma around the Giants right now. But more than that, I really like the way this Rams defense can play. And Case Keenum, believe it or not, very efficient last week at the quarterback position. The Rams let one get away in Detroit. I think they're going to go to London and take down a Giants team that, frankly, has not been very good in the past month. Kelly, your best bet. Chargers, I kind of like this game too. Chargers have a good track record as underdogs. They're +6.5 at Atlanta.
You know what? Chargers got a much-needed win over my Broncos last Thursday night. They've got some good momentum going. Extra week. Chargers should be a lot better team than they are on paper. They're just a few plays away from being 6-0, really. They've had some bad luck this season. Their biggest defeat so far this season has been 6 points to overtime to the Chiefs, which we all know. They had a big lead in that one, blew it away. They've covered 8 of their last 10. This game is going to be a complete and utter shootout. I know the Falcons are good, but I think the line's a little bit inflated. I look for the Chargers to possibly even win this game.
Think about the Chargers, with no Keenan Allen, no Danny Woodhead, missing guys on defense. They finally got Joey Bosa back. They could easily be a 4-2 team right now. Instead, 2-4. Tony, your best bet is going to be in the same game. You like a shootout here, and I don't disagree. Chargers-Falcons over 54.
Yeah, man, you're talking about footballs flying in the air. Here's two offenses here that are going to do nothing but pass. Ryan and Rivers, they're going to put the ball in the air. A lot of bombs in this game. I don't see 8 TDs in this game a problem at all. So, hey, we'll see what happens. And, I think it goes flying over. I don't see you're going to see very much running, but you're going to see a lot of passing. So, a lot of balls in the air, Kel.
Okay, Chargers. The Chargers game involved in 2 best bets. I'm going to go Monday night, Broncos and Texans. Laid 7 with the Broncos here. Now it's up to 8.5. Go ahead and play it as my best bet. Broncos off 2 losses. This is going to be a get-well game for them against the Texans team off a fluke win Sunday night against the Colts. Brock Osweiler comes back to town, and he's going to have a rough homecoming against this Denver defense. Broncos by double digits on Monday night. Tony, Kelly, good luck this weekend. What's going on down to Nugget?
Oh, man, a lot of concerts going on. Fremont's happening. It's going to be a busy weekend, so looking forward to it.
All right, we'll find out about that next week. We might take a bye in week 8. We're undecided, so we may not be back next week. But for week 7 of the NFL, that's a sports betting spotlight from the Golden Nugget.